Good morning, all. In today's session, we are going to study V by F method of speed control of induction motor. In the last class, we learned about how the speed of an induction motor can be varied by changing the supply frequency. From there, we know that how this flux is related with the supply frequency. We have also obtained the relation magnetic flux is directly proportional to V by F. So if we are trying to reduce the speed by reducing the value of frequency, definitely the value of flux will increase and it will go beyond the knee point. That means the operation point will be shifting from the knee point to the saturation point, which creates some undesirable effects. In the same way, if you are trying to increase the speed by increasing the value of frequency, then the maximum torque capability of the induction motor is also getting reduced. In effect, I can say by simply varying the frequency alone, either to increase the speed or to decrease the speed, we will not be getting the desirable effects. If you are trying to decrease the speed by reducing the frequency, definitely the operating point is shifting from knee point to the saturation region. Similarly, if you are trying to increase the frequency, the maximum torque capability of the induction motor is getting reduced. So to get rid of this problems by varying frequency, we are not able to achieve the desired operations. We will be using a new control technique. That is, whenever we wish to reduce the speed below the rated speed by reducing the value of frequency, as you are very familiar with the relation n is equal to ns into 1 minus s, where ns is equal to 120 f by p. When you are reducing the value of frequency, definitely the value of speed n also gets reduced. So if you are trying to reduce the speed below the rated speed by varying the frequency below the rated frequency, it is generally carried out by keeping the V by F ratio constant. So what is the advantage of by keeping the V by F ratio constant is, from the last session we know that phi is directly proportional to V by F. So if you are trying to reduce the speed by changing or by reducing the value of frequency, whatever change you are giving to the frequency side, if you are able to bring the same change to the voltage side also, means phi is directly proportional to V by F. So if frequency is reducing, simultaneously if voltage is also getting reduced, means the value of phi remains constant. The beneficial part of maintaining phi as a constant value is, or constant flux is, there will not be any shifting from the knee point to the saturation region. Hence, such sort of undesirable effects can be reduced. As what are the undesirable effects while shifting from the knee point to saturation region also has been explained in the last session. So this particular method of maintaining a V by F ratio a constant is known as constant volt per hertz or constant V by F control of induction motor. We are going to study that in detail here. Once again, I am telling you, this particular method of speed control is used only when the speed control has to be achieved below the rated speed by varying the frequency below the rated frequency. So the next thing which must come into your picture is, in order to achieve this constant V by F control, whenever you are varying the frequency, simultaneously you have to change the voltage also. Varying the frequency means reducing the value of frequency below the rated frequency. You have to change the voltage also. So in order to achieve the change in voltage and frequency simultaneously, we will be using the inverters. So the current source inverter and voltage source inverter will come into picture whenever we want to reduce the frequency as well as voltage simultaneously. In fact, the V by F method of speed control can be easily achieved with the help of this inverters, current source inverter as well as voltage source inverter, by changing the switching of the various types of switches, that is IGBTs or MOSFETs which you are using there. By varying the switching frequency, you will be able to obtain different values of voltage and frequency at the outputs of this inverter. Another best part of this constant V by F method of speed control is, if you are seeing the equation number 2, Tmax is actually directly proportional to V by F the whole square. So if you are able to maintain the V by F ratio constant, the maximum torque capability of the induction motor always remains constant. Whenever you are trying to achieve the speed control by using this V by F method of speed control, the maximum torque capability of the induction motor also remains constant. But there is a case of disagreement here. If you are seeing, suppose if the value of frequency is very small, then it is not so easy to neglect the term Rs by F. So if the value of frequency is very small means very small than the base frequency. If you are trying to control the speed to a very small value, definitely you have to reduce the value of frequency also to a very small value. So when the value of frequency is very small, if you see equation number 1, you just cannot neglect the Rs by F term in the denominator. In equation number 1, the positive sign means a positive sign in the denominator is indicating the motoring operation, and a negative sign in the denominator is actually indicating the braking operation. So if you are seeing the value of frequency as very small and considering the motoring operation, definitely what happens is the value of denominator becomes very large. So the Tmax value will get reduced. Similarly, while considering the braking operation, the Tmax value will get increased. This phenomena will happen only when the value of frequency is very small. In all other cases of frequencies below the base frequency means 50 Hertz, the value of Tmax almost remains constant both in motoring operation as well as braking operation, because in that particular case the value of Rs by F can be neglected. So the equation number 2 will come to picture. Whereas when the value of frequency is very small, or else if you are trying to control the speed to a very small value, then it is not possible to neglect the Rs by F term in the denominator. In such a case, what happens is, in the motoring operation or during the motoring operation, the value of Tmax is getting reduced and the value of Tmax will be increased during the braking operation. So if you are seeing equation number 1 for a very small values of frequency during motoring operation, if you are trying to for a very small value of speed control, or if you are trying to achieve very small value of speed by reducing the value of frequency to a very small value, in order to maintain the Tmax to a constant value, definitely the V by F term has to be increased. This particular numerator term has to be increased in order to compensate the large magnitude of this denominator. So in motoring operation, for very small values of speed control or very small values of frequency, V by F value has to be increased in order to maintain Tmax as a constant value. Otherwise, what will happen is, when you are trying to reduce the base frequency, or when you are trying to reduce the frequency from base frequency to a very large value, when you are trying to reduce the speed to a very small value, that is by reducing the frequency to a very small value, the Rs by F term becomes very large and the denominator as a whole becomes very large. Then what happens is the value of Tmax will get reduced rather than the usual Tmax constant values. So in order to make the Tmax value a constant one, you have to increase the numerator term. That is, the V by F term has to be increased. This happens only for very small value of frequency. In all other cases or in all other frequencies, we will be neglecting the Rs by F term and the Tmax value remains constant. So at very small values of frequencies, if you are trying to increase the value of V by F constant, what happens is the braking maximum torque also will get increased. You will be able to get a better picture of this while observing the graph. Okay, here there are actually two graphs. In fact, three graphs are there, but the main two portions are, or main two graphs are these two ones. So the first graph is between voltage and frequency. Here if you are seeing the frequency here is 0, and here the frequency is the base frequency, which is actually the 50 Hertz. So from the base frequency, if you are reducing the frequency, definitely the value of voltage also will be reduced in order to maintain the V by F ratio constant. If you are looking here, the slope which you will be getting from here will be a constant one. So from this graph, if you are starting from 0 value of frequency to the base frequency, or if you are trying to increase the speed from 0 to the base frequency, what happens is simultaneously the voltage is also increasing in order to maintain the V by F ratio a constant one. So you might be getting a doubt why this constant V by F constant can't be maintained above base frequency also. The problem which is coming into picture above base frequency is if you are trying to increase the frequency above base frequency, definitely you have to increase the voltage also in order to maintain V by F a constant. The voltage at the base frequency will be the rated voltage. If you are trying to increase the frequency above the base frequency, then definitely the voltage also has to be increased above the rated voltage, which is undesirable. Hence, only till the base frequency we will be increasing the voltage. Thereafter, after the base frequency, we will be retaining the voltage as the constant value. That can be clearly seen from this V-F relation graph. Frequency we are increasing from 0 to the base frequency. Voltage is also increasing in order to maintain V by F ratio constant one. After the base frequency, V is remaining constant because we can't be increased further. So if you are trying to increase the speed after the base frequency or after the rated speed, what happens is the value of V will be retaining a constant rated value. But if you are seeing here, there is actually a problem with the from the usual behavior. If the V by F was retained constant, then definitely this graph must start from origin, and the slope also must be a perfect linear one. But why it is not starting from origin, why it is having such a behavior? We will analyze it. Before going into detail of this, let us see the speed torque characteristics. Here y-axis indicates the speed, x-axis indicates the torque. So if you are seeing, the speed from here is increasing, and this is actually the synchronous speed. This indicates the synchronous speed. So definitely the induction motor won't run at this speed. Induction motor will be running at a speed which is less than this synchronous speed. Omega ms is actually indicating the synchronous speed in radians per second, and x-axis is indicating the torque. So the speed at which the motor will be running at the base frequency or the base speed or the rated speed is pointed here. You have to just draw a horizontal line here, so you'll be able to see it is at this point you just draw a horizontal line. Definitely the speed at which or the rated speed at which the motor will be running will be less than the synchronous speed. So if you are seeing here, if you are trying to reduce the speed of an induction motor by reducing the value of frequency in this all regions, because in this all regions the speed is less than the rated speed of the induction motor. Definitely the rated speed itself is less than the synchronous speed of the induction motor. So in all these regions, the maximum torque, this is motoring region, this is braking region, the maximum torque of the induction motor is also remaining constant because the V by F ratio is retained constant. Whereas in the very low speed region, you will be able to see the at the braking side, the maximum torque is actually not showing the usual behavior. There is actually a glitch. The braking side, if you are seeing, the maximum torque has been increased. Why it is showing such a behavior? That also we have explained before, but I will be explaining it once again with respect to this graph. As I have explained before, at this particular point, the speed is very small. Very small of speed can be achieved only by reducing the value of frequency to a very small value. So if you are trying to reduce the value of frequency, definitely the term RS by F in the Tmax is non-negligible. So in that case, the maximum torque Tmax during motoring will get reduced, right? Tmax value will be getting reduced at a very small value of frequency. So, but we want to maintain the Tmax as a constant. There is only one possibility by which I can maintain Tmax as constant, that is by increasing the value of V by F. So, at very small value of frequency, what I will be doing is I will be increasing the value of V by F. That's why you will be able to see a slight drift in the graph here also. For a very small value of frequencies, which is very much close to 0, the value of V will be not 0, not as close to 0. Value of V has increased. Why is it is showing such a behavior is in order to increase the value of V by F. Only if the value of V by F is increased, I will be able to bring the Tmax to the constant value which it is showing in all other values of frequencies. So if I try to increase the value of V by F for the very small value of frequency, or for the very small value of speed which I have to achieve, then what happens is you have increased the value of V by F. So definitely the maximum braking torque also will be increasing. That's why the braking torque is increased beyond the Tmax point, which you can see here, a glitch here in these two uh, portions of the graph. You will be able to see actually it is not the Tmax which it was showing before. There is actually glitches here. In fact, the value of Tmax is going more than that constant maximum value. So I hope this graph is clear from 0 speed up to the base speed. Uh, if any doubts are there, you can ask it during the Google Meet session. So now let's see the behavior of the graph above the synchronous speed. From the V by F relation, we are very aware, or we very well know that if we are increasing the value of frequency above the base frequency, we will not be able to increase the value of voltage, because the voltage can't be increased beyond the rated value. So above base frequency, we will be retaining the voltage as a constant value. So what happens is the V by F ratio, the V by F ratio will be reducing when you are trying to increase the speed above the base speed. That is, when you are trying to increase the frequency above the base frequency, the V by F ratio will be getting decreased, because V is maintained as a constant value. So definitely the value of Tmax also will get reduced, both in motoring region as well as braking region. That's why above the base frequency or above the base speed, the graph is showing such a behavior. As more and more the frequency is getting increased, the more and more the V by F term is getting reduced, because V is maintained as a constant. So when you are keeping on increasing the value of frequency, the V by F term will keep on decreasing. So in effect, the Tmax relation, Tmax relation is directly proportional to V by F square. So Tmax value is also getting reduced. This graph is actually indicating the speed control below the base frequency, because you will be able to see the Tmax value is always remaining constant for different values of frequency. So the maximum frequency here is f1, and the maximum speed you will be able to achieve also will be at f1 only, and at f2 the speed is decreasing, f3 also the speed is decreasing, f4, f5 the speeds are continuously decreasing. So even though the speeds are decreasing in this pattern, since the values of frequencies are not very small, the maximum value of torque remains constant. That means this actually is showing or exhibiting this portion of the characteristics. So I am summarizing this V by F method of speed control, just summarizing all the points we have told. This V by F method of speed control is actually the effective method of speed control, comparing with that of simply varying the frequency and changing the speed, because the major disadvantages of simply varying the frequency and changing the speed was if you are trying to reduce the frequency below the base frequency, definitely the induction motor magnetic characteristics will be shifting from the knee point to the saturation region, which creates undesirable effects. And if you are trying to increase the frequency, then also there is occurring a problem, that is the maximum torque capability, because V by F, T max is directly proportional to V by F square. So if you are trying to increase the frequency without bringing any change to the voltage, then what happens is the value of T max will get reduced. So the maximum torque capability of the induction motor is getting reduced. So these are the disadvantages of changing the frequency alone to achieve the speed control in induction motor. In order to overcome these issues, a new technique has been implemented, that is V by F method of speed control. So the best part of this V by F method of speed control is, if you are trying to reduce the speed below the base speed by reducing the value of frequency, in order to maintain the flux a constant. Why we are maintaining the flux a constant is not to avoid switching from, or not to avoid the transition from any point to the saturation region. So if you are trying to reduce the frequency and simultaneously you will be reducing the voltage also, so as to maintain the V by F a constant. So if the V by F is maintained constant, means the phi will be also maintained constant. As the V by F is retained a constant value, definitely the maximum torque magnitude also remains a constant. So this particular method of speed control can be achieved only for reducing speed below the base speed. That too, there is a problem. If you are reducing the speed to a very small value by reducing the value of frequency to very small value, then definitely the Tmax, in the Tmax term, the Rs by F term also has to be taken into consideration. So during motoring operation, the Tmax value will be getting reduced, and during braking operation, the Tmax value will be getting increased. So in order to maintain the Tmax to the constant value, definitely we will be increasing the value of V by F. So that's why for very low value of frequencies, you will be getting a behavior which is shown in this VF relation. Corresponding changes you will be able to see with Tmax. Actually, the Tmax value was somewhere over here, but while increasing the value of Vmax, we will be able to push it to the maximum constant value. So definitely what happens is, in the braking region also, the Tmax value will be getting increased. So another problem which you will be facing here is, this particular method of speed control can be achieved only for speed control below the base speed. If you want to achieve the speed control above base speed, this method is not a practical one, because you won't be able to increase the voltage above the rated value. So definitely when you are trying to increase the frequency, the value of voltage has to be retained at the rated value itself. So the V by F value will be decreasing. So the Tmax value also will be decreasing above the base speed. That's why this graph is showing this behavior. In this slide, I will be explaining the performance of V by F control. The best part of this V by F control technique, comparing with that of just varying the frequency, is, in this V by F control technique, the induction motor is not having the transition from the knee point to the saturation region. So definitely the magnetizing current value and all, comparing with the simply frequency control, in this V by F control, the magnetizing current magnitude and all will get reduced, because in the saturation region, for bringing a small change in the value of flux, you have to increase the magnetizing current to a large value. So definitely in the V by F method of speed control, the motor is not moving to the saturation region. It is retained in the knee point region itself. Hence the magnetizing current magnitude is small. Definitely magnetizing current plus IR dash you have studied. So IS is equal to IM plus IR dash. So since the magnetizing current magnitude is getting reduced, means the stator current as a whole will be getting reduced, and the magnetizing component is less, so the power factor will be improved. As the stator current as a whole is less, the copper loss is also less. Comparing with this all parameters, or this all comparisons I have made with simply speed control using variation of frequency. From this characteristics also you will be able to know the drop from the no load speed to the full load speed is very small. Almost the speed is remaining constant while loading the machine from no load condition to the full load. That is also a added benefit to the performance of this V by F control. And then the transient operations during can be carried out at maximum torque. That's what is being mentioned here. Transient operations means the operations during starting, braking, and speed reversal and all can be achieved at a maximum torque itself. This all are the advantages we will be getting with the V by F control. But the most important part is you just cannot achieve this V by F control simply. If you want to achieve the V by F control, definitely you need a voltage source inverter or current source inverter. This is the last slide. Uh, in this slide, we are just explaining the block diagram of variable frequency control. Once this block diagram has been asked for 5 marks. So if you are seeing here, this is the induction motor whose speed has to be varied. We will be using a VFVS, that is a variable frequency variable voltage source. That is actually either a VSI or CSI, that is voltage source inverter or current source inverter. We will be using two other blocks. One is flex control, the other one is delay. So let us see how we are going to achieve the V by F method of speed control by using this block diagram. So if you are seeing here, whenever you are trying to reduce the speed below the base speed, you will be changing the frequency supply to the induction motor to a value which is less than the base frequency. So correspondingly, you have to reduce the value of voltage from the rated value. This flex control block is there to ensure that the voltage value is reduced to a value so as to maintain the V by F ratio constant. Why we have to maintain V by F ratio constant and all has been already explained in the previous slides, in order to maintain the flex a constant value. So that's why it's given the name flex control, because whenever you are trying to reduce the speed below the base speed, definitely you will have to reduce the value of frequency. So when you try to reduce the value of frequency, simultaneously you have to reduce the value of voltage also. How you have to what extent you have to reduce the value of voltage will be controlled by this flex control block. This flex control block will ensure that the value of voltage is reduced in such a way that the flex remains a constant value. Then you might be thinking, what is the purpose of this delay circuit here? Anyway, the flex control block is clear for you. This is actually the voltage source inverter or current source inverter. We will be providing supply to that inverter, and this voltage source inverter or current source inverter switching pattern will be changed in order to achieve the variable frequency or a variable voltage here. So what voltage it must be switched, or at what frequency it must be switched, will be provided by the flex control block here. So then why this delay block is kept here is, suppose let us assume the rated speed of the induction motor is 1500 rpm, and if you are trying to reduce the speed to something around 60 rpm or 50 rpm, from 1500 rpm you are reducing it to the 60 rpm. So definitely the frequency corresponds to 60 rpm. You will be feeding it here because you want the machine to be run at 60 rpm. So the frequency corresponds to 60 rpm. You will be feeding it here. So what happens is, already the machine is running at 1500 rpm. So the machine won't be able to step the speed from 1500 rpm to 60 rpm suddenly. So what this delay circuit will be doing is, delay circuit will change the value of frequency gradually from 1500 rpm to 60 rpm, that corresponding frequency, from rated frequency to the frequency at 60 rpm. That change will be done gradually. So in order to bring that change, we are using this delay. This delay block is actually used to bring the change in the frequency gradually. Then only the motor will be able to track the change in the speed. It is not possible for the induction motor to just switch from 1500 to 60 in a single step. It can be gradually reduced from 1500 to 1000, then 1000 to 500, then 500 to 100, like that, from 100 to 60. Got it? So we are stopping with today's session. This is actually a very important session. All must study this thoroughly. Definitely something around 10 marks used to be generally asked from the sessions for university exam. Next class we will be discussing a problem of this variable frequency control technique and VBF method of speed control. Okay, thank you.